Yeah, but still, I mean, they're still gonna mind their business. Like if they haven't heard anything, if I hadn't heard anything,
they had already.
I think they quarantined themselves as soon as the other people got there.
But he closed. Well, they closed up the front so you can. I mean, completely tarped it off. You couldn't see in there, so you couldn't see the pregnant lady.
Yeah, he called dibs on the baby store so they could live there.
Yeah, but still, it just. I mean, you would have to check up on people and all that. Look, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna say this right now, and I'm going on the record. If any of you motherfuckers ever, and I'm not just talking about the two other motherfuckers in here. I'm talking about anybody listening to this. If we're ever in the middle of a zombie apocalypse and we're all stuck in a mall, and you quarantine yourself off on one side, where I mean, at least open the window. Go, oh, okay, she's okay. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, 6 feet of
social distancing.
Wear your mask and all that stuff. But you got to at least, because man, every zombie movie, there's always that one asshole that didn't tell nobody.
And then he became one.
Oh no, I got bit before the outbreak. Lying ass motherfucker.
My dog bit me.
Yeah, there's always that one person. I know we all cherish our own lives and everything like that, but I'm letting y'all know. If we get quarantined or whatever in a mall because of the zombie apocalypse, end of the world type stuff, and you're hiding off into the baby store like that, and you got your pregnant woman there, you're catching two in the head.
You and the baby.
But now that I think about it, though, I think he quarantined themselves when Anna said that I think it's the bites that are doing it, because when she
did bring that up.
When she said that he was like, huh, but they were already in the room, and then he took off and he went over there.
And definitely, since she's gonna have a kid and all that, they should have had the baby store. I've got no problem with that. But I mean, communicate. They could have cut her arm off like Rick Grimes style. Yeah. And like in the book, not in the TV show, and saved her life that way by cutting off her arm. But no,
could they though?
I don't know.
We don't know what universe this is.
It's not the Walking Dead universe.
Do you remember
when? Oh, sorry.
When CJ and what's that nerd's name? Bart. CJ and Bart are stuck in the little jail cell there in the mall.
Yeah.
CJ's reading a girl magazine, and he's talking about the top 3 ingredients of a successful relationship. Do you remember what they are?
No. I don't know what the top 3 ingredients in the successful relationship are now in the real world, let alone the fucking movie.
So what about number 1?
Okay, what is number 1? Communication.
Oh, I was asking you.
Communication.
Close. Actually, communication is not even in the top 3.
Wow.
Number 3. He listens to me.
Well, that's part of communication. Well, that's one side of it.
That's a one-way communication.
Yeah.
Number 2. He tells me he loves me.
Aww.
Listening and telling. Communication.
Number 1. Trust. Number one ingredient of any relationship. That's what he tells Michael before they go into the garage, because he doesn't want to give him a gun.
Huh.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And then he gives him the gun.
No, he gives him an axe.
An axe. He breaks the axe of glass. Yeah. Yeah. And then that's when the damn parkour ninja guy comes out from the roof.
After the dog came.
But not before my favorite line from Ving Rhames. They're getting ready to go into the garage, and Ving Rhames just pops up out of nowhere, loads his shotgun for the 100th time, because that's all he does in this movie.
Dude, how many times it's like you're dropping shells out of the dude.
He loads his shotgun. He's like, ready to roll. They're like, you coming with us? He's like, nah,
you're coming with me.
That's my favorite line in the movie. I use that shit till this day.
When my favorite line in the movie is also from Ving Rhames.
I think I know.
It's when he tells them, you want to take orders from a guy that sells TVs at Best Buy? And he goes, it's better than... He says it's better than taking orders from a guy that steals them. It's like, oh man, damn, damn, oh man. Pinche Ving Rhames. Oh man,
his name is Kenneth in the movie.
Yeah, towards the end, the guy that looks like the Abomination. What's his name? The actor. What's his name? Michael. Yeah, you even said it. Jake Weber. Michael. I'm looking at IMDb over here. Michael calls him Kenneth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, they say his name a few times in the movie. But so his name came from. So you remember the guy giving the speech, like the priest about.
Yeah, that's Ken Foray.
Yeah, so that's why they named him Kenneth, because he was in the original movie. His name was something else. Peter, I think. His name was in the original Dawn of the Dead, but his real name is Ken.
When hell runs out of room, the dead will walk the earth. Something like that.
When there's no room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
I like mine better.
He says it in the original movie, and it's less creepy. But it's like he's like, this is something my grandpa used to say, something about voodoo or something like that.
He says it in this movie also. He's in a clip where he's playing like a pastor, a preacher, and he says that clip. What?
Just said that.
That's so positive.
What? I thought you said he said it in the first movie, and it wasn't as creepy.
He did, but he also.
I also mentioned the pastor in the.
No, I'm gonna rewind this. I'm gonna rewind this.
That's why I was talking about Ken, because that dude's name is Ken in real life. And I was like, the dude who says when there's no room in hell.
He's Captain Spaulding's brother. That's all I know.
That's true. Yes, he is.
And he also got done wrong in Halloween. Rob Zombie.
Yeah, he did.
Man. I'm getting old, y'all. That ain't funny.
What else do I have here?
So what? Let me see.
I didn't like Michael.
That's what I was gonna say.
He was just kind of creepy and just kind of, I don't know, just weird.
But he sells TVs at Best Buy.
Yeah, you just buy it online, have it shipped.
Best Buy was a shit back then.
Circuit City, bro. Yeah, you see what happened to them.
Closed down by then, didn't they?
I don't know. I'm just trying to be that way about it. This podcast not brought to you by Best Buy, but if you'd like to give us some free equipment, yeah, we'll go ahead and go for it.
We're watching this thing today where they're showing commercials. We saw a Kmart commercial. Like, what the hell?
Oh, dude, we were watching. What? Yeah, dude, we saw it. Do you know War of the Worlds when they did it? It was a hoax over the radio.
Yes.
So they did something like that in 1994. Let me look that up. And it was really boring, but when you look in the context of it, it's pretty awesome. They did one on CBS, and it was called, if my YouTube history will open up,
Warning.
Without Warning.
Without Warning.
And it's like you were watching a Wednesday night movie on CBS or a Friday night movie, and it starts off with the movie, and there's like a killer going up the stairs and all that, and right before the killing happens, it cuts into a news break. This brought to you by whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it shows a meteor strike. And then it goes back to the movie. And then it goes back to showing the carnage around the meteor strike. Another news break. And they tell you like every 4 commercial breaks. Without Warning is a fictional these aren't really happening. But it only happens in like 2 seconds. Like, so they don't tell you about it. So in 94, they did the same thing. And it looks, I mean, after a while, they quit going back to the movie, and it looks like you're watching like real news breaks. They use real newscasters and actors also. But yeah, they did the same thing, but video-wise in 94.
Where's my pen? I need to write this down.
I'll send it to you after. Without Warning.
Oh, well, that works too. Technology.
Yeah. Or you could just listen to the podcast again.
Write this down. What the?
But
there's Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right. So there's very few songs in this movie or there's very little music in this movie. Do you remember the song that was playing in the mall when they first broke through Metropolis?
We talked about it, and I can't remember it. Deborah and I talked about it.
Yeah, we did.
No, what was the song?
Don't worry, be happy.
Bobby McFerrin.
But it was more of like an elevator type of music,
yeah.
like a mall music. Yeah. What is it called?
Don't worry, be happy. Oh, Without Warning.
No, does like that music have a name?
Oh, I don't know. The artist, our rest in peace, is Bobby McFerrin.
No, but he's talking about the
style of
Elevator music. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what you were gonna say. Yeah, that's what it sounded like, elevator music. Do you? I got that song stuck in my head.
And it's funny that they play that song during the zombie apocalypse. Don't worry.
And then, do you remember the song, the elevator music song that's playing when they're rushing to leave the mall, when they're taking the elevator to get to the shuttles?
No.
And CJ's like, "Oh, I love this song."
No.
It's another elevator style. Deb?
I don't remember. I mean, I remember hearing the song, but I don't remember what song it is.
It's by Air Supply.
Yeah, now I definitely don't know.
I'm all out of love.
Oh yeah, it's all like the
And
Yeah,
IMDb trivia. There was no music playing when CJ says, "Oh, I love this song." It was just ad lib.
Oh,
He
that's
rushed
cool.
into the elevator and he's just like looked up and was like, "I love this song."
So they
There was no
added that
music.
in. That's nice. Now, when I think about music and Dawn of the Dead, there's two songs that I think of.
Yes.
Johnny Cash
yes.
and Sickness.
Huh. Yeah.
What's
That
the
was
name of the
actually
what's the
first
name
time
of,
I'd heard
what's the name of the Johnny Cash song?
When the Man Comes Around.
The Man Comes Around. Yeah. Dude, just the voiceover work at the beginning of the song, the narration already set the mood for the whole thing.
Yeah. Johnny's narration.
And then with the clips that they're showing.
What do you think happened to them? Because, I mean, there's no spoiler alerts. If you haven't seen the movie by now, it's already been out for a decade and a half. What do you think happened to them at the end? And I'm not saying nothing canonical or you read the extra comic or whatever. What in your imagination
I
happened?
think they all died. They all got turned.
Paul?
I'd wondered about that just because actually when I saw it the other night, I was like, what the fuck happened to him? That'd be a good question. Thanks for asking. What happened to them? I think I can only say what I would do. I'd run back into the boat or I'd jump into the water because I think they're just going to flail. I don't think they're going to try to swim. And so I'd lure them all into the water by swimming out and then just go back onto the island.
Wait,
But
isn't
as
it
far
in Day of the Dead where they walk along the bottom of the water?
Yeah.
In the
That
remake
is-
of Day of the Dead?
I don't know, is that Day of the Dead? I thought that was. I think so. Yeah, where they learn how to shoot and they're playing their instruments and stuff. Like
Yes.
that. Yeah, they walk along the water and then they end up rising up at the top.
We have a friend of ours that has a video store, One Up Entertainment in Pica Pica Plaza over off of Military. His name is Steven, and he's going to be on one of these episodes. We're going to talk about Clown House, and he's going to hear how I don't know the references or exactly which movie has this and what year it came out, and he's going to be pissed. Because like him and all his crew are like, well, do you remember at the 34th minute of the original version of on the Blu-ray?
Or like, no.
It's like, well, didn't you see on Day of the Dead when it happened? Well, it only came out on the Laserdisc version. It's not available online. What?
Laser disc.
What were you going to say, Paul? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I don't know. Oh, I mean, if there's a shelf, they can't climb it.
Well,
I mean,
look at Vivian. Vivian opened the door, and Anna did not forget to close the door.
She was tired, man. She left it open. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
I keep wondering because when she jumps out of the restroom window and she runs to her car, the door is open. And I'm like, how did she open the door?
Well, backs up Paul's story. They forgot it and left it open. Now, here's a question. You brought it up in the message, but when they shot Burt Reynolds,